Hello and welcome back to Rooting. Today's video is all about our hips, especially our hip flexors. And I am really excited for this one because it just gives you that nice warm feeling in your hip flexors. We will give them a good strengthen and also a little bit of a stretch. Okay, so when you're ready, come to a seated position on your mat. So taking a few moments to settle in here, sitting in cross-legged if that feels comfortable for you, but if you prefer to sit in any other position that feels more comfortable, then feel free to go there. You're going to close down the eyes or soften your gaze. Take a breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth, letting everything go. And again. The last one, really releasing any tension or stress here. And then allowing your natural breath to come back. Noticing how the breath moves in and out of your body. Noticing your hips and your pelvis against the ground. Being aware of shoulders and neck. And just imagining here that the tension and stress that you hold in your shoulders and neck are melting down your back, down into your hips and pelvis, down into the earth. And as your awareness settles on your breath and your body, can you allow the outside world to melt into the background so that you're focusing entirely on yourself, spending time entirely on yourself. Finding your center here through your breath, through the awareness of your body, settling into the practice, settling into the present moment. From your seated position, can you bring your hands behind you? And your legs are going to come out in front of you so that the feet are flat on the floor. They'll be a little bit wider than hip distance, knees are up to the sky, and then slowly allow both knees to drop to one side. And there may be a little twist through the torso here as well. So you're allowing the knees to drop side to side. It's like a windscreen wiper of the knees here. Notice how it feels within your hips. And what you may find is that your bum does move around a little bit on your mat, so if you need to rearrange it at any point, feel free. Nice, and then from here you're going to allow the leading leg, so the leg that is going over to the opposite side, to open up first. That then grows heavy in order to pull the other leg to follow it. So then the leg that is leading the way opens up. It grows heavy in order to pull the other leg in the same direction. Amazing. Go again. Open up. Pull the other leg with you. And again, you might have to rearrange your bottom a little bit. And then you pull in the opposite direction. Awesome. From here, can you bring the arms, the legs back up to the top? Rearrange your seated position so the legs are long in front of you. There can be a gentle bend in the knees if that feels comfortable. And then you're going to squeeze your right heel towards your bottom. So hands can come behind you to support you. But you're going to pull that right heel towards your bottom as you bend the knee up and in. And notice how your hip flexor feels here. Try and pull the heel a little bit closer towards your bottom and notice how the hip flexor, so the muscle within that hip crease really turns on, and then you push the leg away from you. And then you pull left heel towards the bottom and push away. Right and left. Keep going between the two. See whether you can just pull that heel a little bit closer towards you each time, keeping the spine nice and long, nice and straight. Amazing. We're going to do one on each side. Your mat may get a little crumpled here. So one more. And then we're going to do both at the same time, squeezing those heels in. Pull those knees up and then push away. Awesome. If you need to rearrange your mat, feel free. You're going to keep the legs out long, but this time they're coming straight out in front of you. Hands are coming back behind you. Again, sit nice and tall. You're going to lift your right leg off the floor here from your hip. So you lift it, leg is long, and then you release back down. Left side, lift, release, right. And if this feels pretty easy for you, if you've got nice strong hip flexors, you might take the hands away and do the same. What you may experience is a little bit of cramping in the thighs if your hip flexors are not used to strengthening activities. And that's okay, just shake it off and then come back in when you're ready. So we keep lifting and then dropping. And then going on the other side. Amazing. From here, taking the legs wide again, so as wide as your mat, pulling the heels back in together again, rather than separate. Squeezing the knees up, and then pushing away. Amazing. When you're ready, you're coming over onto your hands and knees. And from here, can you just allow the torso to circle over those hands, warming the wrists up a little, noticing how the hands feel on the ground. One way and then the other. Amazing. Gently coming back to neutral hands and knees, squeezing the right knee in towards your chest. See whether you can do this without rounding your spine. So it's literally just a squeeze of the knee up and in, and the spine stays really nice and steady. Take the knee out to the side, back behind you, and in line. Reverse the circle so it goes behind you, out to the side, into the chest, and in line. We're going to step that right foot up between the hands, coming into this 90-degree angle with the front leg and the back leg. Can you bring the torso all the way up? So from here, you're going to tuck your tailbone, squeeze your bottom, and push the hips forwards, but without letting your knee move forward. So try and avoid this position. Want to stay in that right angle, but keep tucking tailbone, pushing the hips forwards here. And we're going to breathe. Hopefully starting to feel a little stretch through the left hip flexor, left thigh. Noticing how that feels. And then bringing the hands to the inside edge of your right foot. You're going to toe heel the right foot out to the edge of your mat. We're going to tuck left toes. Step the left foot to the outside edge of your left hand. And then sink your bottom down. Now heels can come up if that feels comfortable. Otherwise you're going to sink the bottom into your yogi squat. The elbows or upper arms to the inside edges of your knees. And then from here, can you push into the feet in order to stand all the way up? Amazing. When you're at the top, just turn the toes forwards and you're going to transition your weight over onto your right foot. Use your hip flexor to pick the left knee or left foot off the floor, knee into the chest. Step it back down, transition the weight, right hip flexor, lifts the knee into the chest. Step it back down. From here, can you create a little squat? So it's a narrow squat. You bend from the hips, sink the bottom down, push back up, transfer the weight to left leg, right knee comes into chest. If you need something to hold on to stop the wobbling, then go for it. Right foot comes down, transfer the weight, left knee in. Left leg comes down, squat here. Push through the feet to stand back up, right knee to chest. Transition to right leg, left knee to chest. Transition back, squat. Push back up to stand. Can you turn your toes out, heels in, and then sink all the way back down into that yogi squat? You can bring the heels off the ground if that feels more comfortable. Sorry about all my clicking, cracking joints. Amazing. From here, hands are going to go to the floor, bottom goes into the air. Maybe it's just the fingertips to the floor. This time, right foot is going to step back. Right knee comes to the floor. And you lift yourself up into that lunge. So can you check in? Right angle with the front leg. Right angle or 90-degree angle with your back leg. Tuck your tailbone. Squeeze your bottom. Push your hips forwards, but the front knee does not move. It's not going anywhere. And you breathe. Really tucking tailbone underneath you, squeezing your bottom. Hands coming to the floor. Can we circle that left knee back behind you? Just reset your hands and knees position. And then squeeze left knee into the chest. Try not to round through the spine here. Left knee comes out to the side, back behind you, and in line. We take it back, out to the side, into the chest, and in line. Awesome. From here, bring big toes together, knees nice and wide. Send your hips all the way back. Reach arms forwards. Head comes to the floor. Or a cushion, or a block, or maybe you stack hands one on top of each other, fists one on top of each other to support the head and neck. Noticing how your hips feel, how your hip flexors feel for a moment. And then you're going to roll yourself up and work your way onto your back. Feet flat on the floor, knees up to the sky. Bring your right knee in towards your armpit so that the foot is off the ground. You're going to push your foot up towards the ceiling. And imagine that you're trying to push the ceiling away from you as you lengthen the leg, and then you squeeze the knee back towards your armpit. So you push away, and then you squeeze knee to armpit. And try and make sure that there is tension through the leg by pulling toes towards your shin, pushing through the heel, squeezing the knee to armpit. One more here. Squeeze that knee in. Keep squeezing the knee in, and then catch behind the back of your thigh, your calf, or your foot, and just allow the knee to sink closer towards the armpit here. And breathe. Connecting to your breath. Feel the back of your body grounding into your mat, into the earth. Bringing the right knee into your chest, giving it a little wiggle side to side, forwards and back. And then relaxing the leg down. Left leg comes in, knee towards your armpit, foot towards the sky, and then you push the ceiling away from you as you lengthen the leg. Squeeze knee into armpit. Push away. Squeeze knee to armpit. Lengthen the leg and push the ceiling away. Squeeze. Push. Last one, squeeze. Push. Squeeze back in, holding that squeeze just for a moment. And then grabbing the back of your thigh, your calf, your shin, or your foot, and allowing the hip to relax here, knee to grow heavy as it falls closer towards your armpit. Taking a breath. Pulling the knee back in towards the chest, releasing your grip, and then just allowing the knee to go side to side, forwards and back. Allowing left foot to come back down to the ground. Take a little moment just to work your way through your pelvis, so tuck and untuck your tailbone here. Relax, letting go of that movement, coming back to the breath. And you can stay here for as long as you wish. If you're ready to move on with your day, then feel free. Before you roll off your mat, just take a moment with hands on the chest. Let's thank our bodies for coming to the mat. Let's thank our breath let's thank our breath for always being there to support us, and our mind for calming down. Breathing in, sighing out, and then you're ready to step back into your day. Thank you.